Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to my channel, OP Society. I'm Roger, and today I'm gonna be just quickly talking to you guys about medals and how to use them. This is just gonna be the basics. I'm not going in depth, so hopefully you guys will have a better idea on how to equip medals to your characters. Like I said, this is just basic stuff, so do not expect too much about this. Maybe in the future I'll make a comprehensive guide, but as of right now, we're just gonna look at the medals real quick. Alright, so medals right here. First thing that I want to tackle is check your medals limitations. For example, not all characters can get attack, not all characters can get critical, I think is the other one. And not all the characters can get HP or defense. So for example, let's look at Big Mom right here. Limits. This character can only get up to 70%, which is, it's the standard. But what I want to emphasize in is this right here. Your character cannot have more than 300 points of attack, meaning that those medals that you guys are exchanging, make sure that you're not going over 300. If you're going over 300, you're wasting slots. Pretty much. Essentially what you want to get is 70% on, let's say you're doing attack, right? You want to max out your character with really high attack, so make sure you have 70%, and then you can add up to 300 points on your medals. For example, this Big Mom right here, she also has some limitations. There are some stats that she's not able to get. For example, she can get attack, so that's good. She can get critical, but as you guys can see, she cannot get HP or defense. There's no HP or defense anywhere. And most of the time, you're gonna get this reduced shock time by 30% thing. Why? Because it's so high. Look at that. 27% is 5% chance of getting that on your third slot. Now on your second slot, that's even more likely for you to get a 2-star trait, not a 3-star. If you get a 3-star, you're the luckiest person out there. Because look, these rates are not even 1%. So just make sure you look into that when you're leveling up your characters. Another thing will be, this is the what I was telling you guys about the medal exchange. So these medals right here, they're okay if you're in lower leagues and if your characters are not fully maxed out. Why? Because these medals essentially are, I don't know, the equivalent to like 5% or 4% of what you would actually get if it was written in a percentage. So if your character is maxed out and you're like putting this type of medals, you're wasting slots, and no, your character is gonna be really bad. It's not gonna be good. So these medals, don't use them too much unless you're fully maxed out. I'll give you one example, guys. Give me one moment. Let me pull up my Kaido. So look right here. I tried to get him as close to 70% as I could. Obviously, I got him to 67%. Essentially, this is how you guys want him to look. So you see, this is attack. It's fully maxed. All the slots have attack, which is what you want. This one I had to transfer like 3 times, three different sabos, and make sure that the tags match. For this one, I know it's really bad, but it's one of the 3 combo medals that I have with high attack, and that's what I want for my Kaido. So I'll keep it like that for now. Let's see what else. So essentially, you want it to look like that. You see, like, attack is really high. All of that is really high. I'll just quickly show you how you guys do that. Let's go to what did I do? Let's go to medals, upgrade. So right here, if you look at my law, it's upgrading right now. Essentially, what I want to get for this law is one of the 3 attacks, either 11, 12, or 14%. The ideal will be 14%, of course, but the chances are so low that I'm gonna have to repeat this step over and over again. Or just upgrade until you get attack. with the 3 stars. That's what you want. This type of attack, 3-star attack right here. This type of attacks. That's what you guys want on your medals. So once you have that, what you do is you go to upgrade medals again, transfer trait. I'll give you guys one example. I have this Nightmare Luffy right here, and as you guys can see, I have critical. This one has been transferred. I transferred this one earlier, so the only one that I'm missing right now is this one right here. And let's see what we can get. Overwrite. These are other medals that I have with 3 slots as well. So I'll do 12% critical increase. It doesn't matter. I don't really care about critical all that much. So actually no, hold on. I do care a little bit. So I'll do 11%. Let's see. Do I have any with 11? Because if it doesn't transfer, I'm not gonna be wasting my gems. Oh, here it is. I'm not gonna be wasting gems. So what happens here is, I don't know if you guys have done this, but what happens is you are transferring one of these 3 traits into this one right here. So the goal is to get that 11% crit. So we hit transfer. I have a 33% chance on each one. So you know there's no hidden agenda being pushed by Bandai, or so we think. Alright, so I didn't get it. Now it will give me the option to either keep the one I got or to retry. But if I hit retry, it will tell me, you know, it's gonna tell me, okay, do you want to redo this? But it costs one rainbow diamond. So I don't want that. I don't know why it's not showing. It usually shows when you hit retry, but I don't want to try again, so I'll just hit confirm. I don't want to keep transferring to the same medal, or actually yes, let's see, yes, okay, it's gonna give me the option again to choose which one I want to overwrite. And again, you just rinse and repeat. Defense 11%. No, let's see. Okay, defense 11. Did I? No. Let me look for something real quick. Another critical 11%. Okay, here's another one. Boom. Transfer. I'll just do this one because I'm not going to be... Okay, didn't get it. Alright, cool. Just confirm. I'm not going to be wasting on critical. It's not worth it. And I wouldn't recommend you guys to do it on critical either, because it's a waste. So essentially, that's what you want to do once you have your medal. It's going to look like this. It's going to be all shiny and stuff. Once you have your 3 traits that have been transferred, it's going to look all shiny and stuff. So it's looking good so far. Keep in mind that your character cannot go higher than 70% for attack, HP, and defense. For example, this Kaido right here. No, not Kaido. I'll give you guys one example right here. Boom, Nightmare Luffy. My Nightmare Luffy, it's already maxed out. You see the defense, it's lighting up. That means because it's at 70%. If you see the tags, some of them match, some of them don't. But if we look, this is attack, defense, and defense, critical, and defense. So it's maxed out in defense. I did the math. It's 70%. I do not need to go any higher. If I go higher, it will be wasted. For example, if I replace this this right here, this trait, the one, oh no, this trait right here, the one that has critical. If I put extra defense, is not, my character is not gonna take it because the maximum is 70%. So I will be wasting my slots, and you don't want that. So on this one is pretty much a free one. I didn't really have to add critical. It could have been attack, could have been something else, but that's all I have for this character. So alright, so we got that out of the way. Now support on your party. Do not ever do auto select right here. Auto select blah blah blah. If you hit OK, it's gonna give you this wacky effects. Look at this. What is this nonsense? Defense increased by 80 and 5%. No. Captain. So it's super whack because they choose what characters. They kind of they have some algorithm that makes them guess what you want for your characters, but they will never guess because they don't know what you want. So I don't want that. It makes no sense. I have two attackers. I want maximum attack on my characters. I don't care about defense. I just want to have kind of like glass cannons. So on this one, I did that one myself. I didn't choose the auto select. I selected them on my own. And you guys will see the difference is like day and night. Look at this. Attack has been increased by 200 points. And the critical damage has been increased by 5%. Straw Hat Pirates, you check the effect. And it has reduced the critical damage by 30%. That's pretty good. Especially against Sabo. That Sabo's not joke, man. Increased damage to enemies with the same element you're weak against. So 15%, that's pretty good. The worst generation. When in the area around your enemy's treasure, increase knockback distance by 20%. That would be pretty good if I had Kuma, because his knockback it's already high AF. So, and you see, like, it looks much better. Most of the top 5 are almost maxed out. So that's how you want it to look at. And if you're not sure on what character share what, it will tell you right here. For example, let's say you want to get East Blue. When you're checking out the effect and let's say you like this, increase damage to enemies with the same element by 15%. So if you click right here, applicable characters, boom, it will tell you what characters have that trait, and the more you add, the higher you will go in level. So, essentially you want to get as many level 5s as possible, because as you guys can see, it gives you the most. And I realized that a lot of these characters share the same effects. For example, Luffy's. All these Luffy's and most of the Straw Hats, they share the same effects. So what you want to do is put them in the supports. Even if you don't have them maxed out, it's really gonna help. And also make sure that you put medals on the characters that you're adding down here. This is, it has to be done. You have to put medals. That increases your percentages right here, and your overall score right here. And this score is based on how strong your support characters and medals are. So make sure you have good stuff on them. That's really gonna help you out. Do not use auto select, please. I beg you, do not do that. Try to get good medals with good effects. Another thing that I wanted to touch on real quick, and I'm not going to go in depth because this is a very complicated topic that gets very complex very quick. So, right here, guys. For example, first you have to kind of like have an idea on what you want to do with your character. For example, let's say you want Dofi, right? This Dofi right here, if you look at his skill number 1, his cooldown is 17 seconds. That's super low. And the skill itself it's lit. It's probably one of the best skills in the game. So what you want to do is you want to spam this skill as much as you can. It's only 17 seconds cooldown. So what you want to get is medals that also have cooldown on skill 1. For example, I'll show you right here. So you go to types and then you filter and you choose cooldown and then you hit OK. Alright, so all these characters, right? All these characters have cooldowns either on dodge, skill 1, or skill 2. So right here, when you KO an opponent, reduce the cooldown time of skill 1 by 4%. This one wouldn't be so ideal for Dofi because he's not really that much of a fighter. He's better at defending and capturing treasure, I think. Even though you can be good with him, if you practice and all, but I wouldn't go for that myself. When you capture treasure, reduce the cooldown time of skill 1 by 4%. That one is okay, but here's the problem. You see the tags? These tags are, they're not that great. So essentially, what I would do if I had Dofi is I would increase his damage. You don't really need to increase his defense just because you're maxing out the cooldown on his skill 1, and that skill 1 in it of itself is a dodge, practically a second dodge, and you also get a boost on speed. So you don't really want defense. You want to make sure that you're attacking and moving around as much as possible. So this is all I care about. Trait number 3, make sure that it has attack. Yep, it's right here, 11% attack. So this one would be a good trait for Dofi, but it's an older character, so it's not that good. But if you're starting the game, those are actually pretty good, because those are easy to get 11% attack on them. Those are pretty easy. Older characters are very easy to get 11% attack on them. So essentially what you would want is something like this, maybe. No, not this one. Let's see. Okay, this one would be a good one. When your strength is more than 70%, boost the cooldown reduction speed of skill 1 by 13%. That's pretty good. And does he have attack? No, he does not have attack. Okay, so you cannot get attack on this character. You would have to build him for crit or HP or something else. So I wouldn't go for this one. Maybe let's see. This takes some time, guys. I'm sorry if I'm taking long. When your team has more treasure secure, you don't want that, because you want to be a winner. This one should be good. When in the area around your captured treasure, boost the cooldown. Okay, this one should be good. You capture treasure and you linger around for a little bit. Let's see. And can you get attack on this one? Of course you can, but you see the chances are so low. It's only 3%. Other stats have higher percentage, like this one right here, 5% for 11% defense. So essentially what I would do is I would farm the crap out of this metal for Dofi, so I can boost his skill 1 when I'm around treasure. After I capture it, I just move around a little bit, wait for the cooldown to be less. So I would mix this with other characters with similar traits and similar tags. This one would also be good. Boost the speed. Okay, no, this is skill 2. That wouldn't be good. Hold on. Skill 1. Okay. Okay, this one's good. This is a good match, actually, and they're both Paramecia, and well, that's the only trait that they share. But this one would essentially be good as well. But she doesn't have attack, so never mind. Wouldn't be good. Maybe this one. Let's see. Okay, so he does have attack. Let's see the tags. He's a Paramecia musician, so he would be good, but he wouldn't be. Essentially, you want to get something better. This one is also good, but I believe he doesn't have attack. As you can see, it takes some time. You have to go around looking for what you want. You have to go around looking. It takes some time. It depends on what you want to do. Like I said, for example, if you want, let's say you just want Kaido with maximum attack. So you go here, you click attack increase. Okay, never mind. Not this one. You want, let's say you want, what do you want? Yeah, maximum attack increase. Then I would pick something that will increase my damage increase right here. Boom, that's what you want. Okay, so if you have Kaido, essentially you want these metals. You just have to make sure that they offer attack increase within their slot traits. Some of them do, some of them don't. This one does, but his traits are okay if you have some other characters that can match with that. But essentially, you just keep doing that. It depends on, like I said, it depends on what you want to do. Another one would be, let's see, Nami actually. Red, 2 years later, Nami. For Nami, you will want cooldown. And a lot of people say that collecting Namis is the best for Nami. Because she has speed increase, I believe, after you capture treasure, I think. Yeah, it's right here. Her tags are pretty good. If you have 3 Namis, they will share some of these traits, and these traits are pretty good. reduction on skill 1, skill 2, and boost capture speed by 20%. So you just have to mix and match, see what you want to do. If you want defenders, then you would type something else. You would do something like damage reduction right here. So these are the ones that you will be looking at. When in the area around your captured treasure, reduce damage received by 3%. And he also offers defense, so you can get defense. On top of that, you will increase your defense if you're in the treasure area. And the tags, they could be better, but Para Mission Captain, I know those are shared with Luffy, so Luffy would be good for this one to pair it with. So these are just the basics. Just going over the basics. If you guys want a more complex video, I could make it in the future, but as of right now, my medals are pretty crappy. I'm actually still working on my medals. This is probably what takes the longest for you guys to learn and master. It's not really characters. Stop wasting your time re-rolling. Just get good medals and you should be fine. It doesn't matter what character you're using, as long as you equip your medals right and you're a decent player, you will be fine. So I hope this video helped you guys, especially for newer players, or even if you're not a newer player. It took me like 4 or 5 months after I started playing to figure this out, and I kind of did it on my own. I was looking for videos, didn't really see anybody explaining too much the medal system. I'll probably make a more complex video in the future, like I said. But thank you so much everyone for watching. I'll see you guys on my next video.